Happy New Year. Welcome to the First Responder Wellness Podcast and a brand new year. My name is Conrad Weaver. I'm your host, and I'm so glad that you're here, that you tuned in and are watching this or listening to this show. Today, I'm going to give you a brief year in review, looking back at 2024, and I'm going to look ahead to 2025 and see what's coming for the podcast, for the PTSD911 documentary, and more. So really excited to be here, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for every one of you who have listened over the past year, who have watched the show on YouTube. So grateful for your support and for the comments that I'm getting. I had this amazing comment posted this past week on Apple Podcast from a good friend, Don Brucker up in Pittsburgh. And thank you, Don, for that great review and post. I really appreciate you and what you are doing. Thank you for sharing. And if you haven't subscribed to the show, whether you're watching or listening to whatever on whatever platform you are watching or listening to the show, please subscribe, and that way it shows up in your feed automatically and you don't have to go hunting for it for the next episode. Got some great shows coming up in the near future, so stay tuned. But first, I look back. This past year for the PTSD911 documentary, we had 21 in-person screening events around the country, from Maine to California to Washington State to Mississippi, just all over the country. And I want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have sponsored a screening and supported this event or hosted a screening. Thank you so much for that. This puts us over 56 screenings around the country over the past 2 years, 56 events that we've had that have been amazing. So thank you for your support in that way. Looking forward to more screening events in the coming year, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But as far as the podcast, we've had just great results from the podcast, more than 115 episodes. That includes some of the previous shows under a different title. But 115 episodes. So on YouTube, I've added 251 new videos, not only from the podcast, but from the YouTube Shorts. So that's amazing. 474 new subscribers on our YouTube channel. Thank you. I don't have the total number of subscribers on Apple Podcasts and Spotify because those each have their individual ones. But thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. I know on Apple Podcasts, we have well over 300 subscribers that listen to the show at one time or another. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it. What's amazing to me is that we have reached more than 48 countries around the world. We have listeners in more than 48 countries around the world. The U.S. is by far the most dominant. Canada, I think, comes second, and then there's Australia, the U.K., and some others like that are in the runner-up positions. But 48 countries, people from 48 countries, and some places that I've wouldn't even think that the show would be heard. But so thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and for participating in the show. Our most downloaded podcast of all time is still episode number 22, my interview with Jeremy Wade, and it's titled, "Are You Losing Your Religion?" So if you have not heard that show, go to episode number 22 and take a listen. I think you'll appreciate and like what you hear there. For the PTSD911 documentary, like I said, we had 21 screenings in person. We have connected with 62 agencies or organizations who have purchased the film and toolkit for use for training. This year, that comes to a total of 139 agencies who are using the film and toolkit for their training purposes. And we would love to expand that this year. So if you are an agency leader, if you are a first responder leader within your agency, talk to your people about purchasing the PTSD 911 documentary and toolkit for your agency. You get to use it forever when you purchase it. So go to our website, ptsd911movie.com, and click on the toolkit link, and you'll be given the information there, what you need to do to purchase that. And once you purchase it, boom, you immediately have it to use not only the film, but another film called Risk Lock, as well as a bunch of other video content that we have created for this channel, and as well as some downloadable materials from our partners, from ICISF, from National NAMI, from the 911 Training Institute, and others who have provided us some resources that you can download. So go check that out on the website. Also coming up in the new year. So that's kind of a look back. Now I look forward to the new year. We got some amazing things happening with the film. First and foremost, January 22nd, if you are in the Maryland, Delmarva, Mid-Atlantic region and you get public television, Maryland Public Television, yes, we are premiering the PTSD 911 documentary on January 22nd on Maryland Public Television. We are really excited about this. This is broadcast obviously to the Maryland region, but there's some surrounding states that also can pick up the signal. So Maryland Public Television, January 22nd, 10 p.m., the film will be played. It's not the entire film. I had to edit it down. It's an edited version of the film. It plays for about 58 minutes. So it is an edited version of the documentary, but it will air on Maryland Public Television. Again, set your clock, set your calendars for January 22nd, 10 p.m. on Maryland Public Television. Really excited about that. Then February 11th, we'll be down in Montross, Virginia for a screening event with an organization there. March 17th, we'll be up in Wisconsin with the Department of Justice at their peer support conference. I'll be speaking at the ICISF World Congress in April. So if you are coming to ICISF in Baltimore for that, you look forward to seeing me there. We won't show the film necessarily, but we will be giving a talk there in one of the sessions. Birmingham, Alabama, June 29th. I'll be in Birmingham for the Fire and Police Games. The Fire and Police Games are bringing the film to their event there, and so looking forward to participating in that. If you want to host your own screening of the film, that is possible. Go to ptsd911movie.com/screenings, fill out the form there, and my team will get in touch with you to look at booking a screening event for the PTSD 911 documentary. We are working with organizations in Massachusetts and in Ohio and in Florida and other places around the country to bring the film. We would love to hit all 50 states this year. That would be a massive goal to hit, to go to 50 states with the PTSD 911 documentary. It is possible, and we would love to partner with you to make that happen. So if you can do that, go to ptsd911movie.com/screenings, fill out a form, and my team will get in touch with you, and we'll see what we can do. Now, I want to talk a little about the podcast. We are going to continue the show as we normally have. There may be a change in when the YouTube video comes out. It may come out on Sundays now. We'll see how that works out. So we're going to do some experimenting on the best day of the week to post that. The audio podcast will continue to land on Wednesday morning, so you'll be able to hear that every Wednesday morning. But the YouTube may be delayed for a few days to a Sunday delivery time, just so we can potentially capture more viewers and to reach more people. So watch out for that. One exciting thing we are adding to the podcast, we are adding a monthly First Responder Wellness Podcast live event on Zoom. You have to register. So the first one is on January 31st at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. It'll be live on Zoom. You have to register to attend. So there's a link in the show notes below where you can access that and you can sign up. If you are a regular listener for the podcast or you watch on YouTube, you're invited to join us for the First Responder Wellness Podcast live. The first episode will be with Dr. Phil Bequee. He is featured in my film. He's the guy with the Australian accent, and we're going to be talking about presilience, what that means, what it means to be prepared ahead of time, left of bang, to be prepared for when those things happen, and so that trauma doesn't have a lasting impact when we're ready, when we're prepared. So be sure to sign up. First Responder Wellness Podcast live coming up every last Friday of the month. So the last Friday of each month. So 12 for the next year. That is my goal. That is my plan. 12 for the next year. First Responder Wellness Podcast Live. Sign up and join us. You have to sign up every month for each episode for the live show. So be sure to do that in the show notes. There's a link. So click on that link and I'll see you on the 31st right here on Zoom. And it'll be a great event. So looking forward to that. Sometimes when we are going through life, we tend to get stuck, and sometimes our rear ends get stuck on the couch and we don't move much. And so I want to encourage you today to get out and move. You know, if I have an old car and it sits there and I don't drive it much, then the parts begin to wear out. So it's the same with our bodies and our minds. If we don't activate these, if we don't keep ourselves moving, then we tend to wear out. We tend to get lazy. We tend to not be as healthy as we can. So movement helps. And so get out there, get outside, move, make a difference for your body, make a difference for your mind, stay healthy, be strong. And so my encouragement to you today is get out there and move. And I hope you have a great new year. I hope you are thriving and prospering. I hope you have set some goals for the year. Set some stretch goals. If you just set goals that you know you can reach, it's too easy. Set some goals that challenge you. Set some goals that push the boundaries of where you want to go, because that's when you really grow, when you set those stretch goals. So that's what I'm doing. I've written down some goals for the year, and it's going to be challenging to reach those goals, but that's what a goal is. It helps you stretch and helps you get to where you want to go. So, what are your goals for the year? What have you written down to stretch you to a better you? So let's make 2025 the best year yet for all of us. I encourage you to take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and let's go out and together this year make a difference in someone else's life and make a difference in the world. Happy New Year. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching all the way through this video. And I hope you're doing well. Be sure to sign up for our First Responder Wellness Podcast Live. The link's in the show notes below. Take care. I'll see you soon.